So in this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly what I would do if I was stuck at 10K a month with my online coaching business. There's a couple steps which you've got to do, and by the end of the video, you're going to know exactly what you got to do if you're stuck at 10K a month currently with your info product, okay? So currently this video is if you're an info product creator making around 10K per month, your offer is probably already validated, okay? Of course, you could probably make some tweaks, but you can definitely run it up to further than 10K, okay? However, without the right backend systems, you're probably going to hit a plateau, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking on exactly how you can actually break past that barrier, okay, and scale to those high 5-figure months, okay? So many creators actually fall into the 10K a month trap, okay, assuming that growth requires producing more content, taking more sales calls, and generally working harder, putting in more hours into business doesn't actually equate to making more money in the long term, okay? Especially since you're gonna want to be the owner, right? Okay, you want to work on the business, not outside the business. So this misconception actually leads to a plateau. Okay, so at this stage, the real bottleneck isn't visibility. Okay, it's systems. Okay, without proper backend infrastructure, automation, and a consistent delivery experience, you're essentially creating another job for yourself rather than building a scalable business. Okay, and let's say even if you were able to get the right, enough traffic, okay, if the systems aren't there in place, your entire process is just going to break, and you're not even going to be able to utilize on the traffic that you generate. Okay, you become trapped in a cycle of doing everything manually, which limits your growth potential and sacrifices the freedom that entrepreneurship should even provide you. Okay. And the irony is that many successful creators find themselves working harder than ever despite reaching significant revenue milestones, okay? If that sounds like you, I'm going to help you fix that. Breaking free from this trap requires a strategic shift from being the primary employee to becoming a business owner who builds systems that scale, okay? So you got to set up a backend that actually scales. The foundation of scaling beyond 10K a month is implementing what I call a backend leverage stack. Systems that automate and streamline your operations so you can focus on growth, okay? The three sort of things which you need to make sure that you dial in before you can plan on sort of scaling further. That's automated client onboarding, okay? Delivery system SOPs, fulfillment assistant, okay? So first thing first, automated client onboarding. What does that even mean? You got to eliminate the manual process and contracts, invoices, onboarding forms, okay? Every time someone signs up to you, there shouldn't be any more work that you have to do other than maybe the onboarding call. Everything that can be automated should be automated, okay? The second you can free up time in terms of your fulfillment, the more time you can put in terms of marketing and actually getting money through the front door, basically. But until you get this dialed in, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to keep on opening your sort of floodgates to get more clients in, shutting the floodgates, opening them, shutting the floodgates, eventually until your system breaks, okay? We want to make sure your floodgates are open at all times, and we need to make sure your system is actually capable of actually sort of fulfilling on the clients that you do get, okay? So you got to implement tools like Zapier, Go High Level to create seamless automatic workflows that deliver everything new clients need the moment they purchase without any intervention from you. Not only does this mean that you save time, you also make sure that the clients that do sign up already get a good first impression, which immediately reduces the amount of chargebacks that you get, okay? Delivery system SOPs. Document every repeatable process in your business, from client calls to call success and DM workflows, okay? One thing I will say, live calls, just record as many as you can and you can put them all up in the library, so when you do start sending an offer, you can actually say, oh yeah, you have access to 100 plus group calls that we've already recorded, blah, blah, okay? You need to store these standard operating procedures in Notion or Airtable to create a comprehensive playbook that will become invaluable when you're ready to hire help, okay? So closing scripts, you need to make sure that you're recording every single sales call you do, so when you do hire a closer, you already have enough information about your sort of offer, the sort of common objections that come up. On top of that, you can create sales assets and make sure your closers, setters, dialers are all on the same page, okay? Fulfillment assistance, this is a game changer. Most 10K a month founders delay too long, okay? You need to hire someone quickly, okay? At the end of the day, you're trying to make a business, okay? You need to make sure that you're focusing on a high leverage task, not the day-to-day mundane tasks. What I mean by that is that hire even a part-time VA, okay? A voice assistant who can just do everything which is just not worth your time, basically, okay? Operations assistant to manage onboarding, client check-ins, and calendar management, okay? One thing that I will say, accountability will single-handedly increase your sort of success rate, sort of crazily. That's even a word. It's not a word, but besides the point, okay? What I'm saying is that there's a bunch of benefits by hiring the sort of right people, okay? This single move begins your transition from operator to owner, okay? You need to start actually acting like a business owner and not just someone who's doing the mundane tasks of the business, okay? Cool. Something else, you also need to start optimizing your revenue per lead, okay? At the end of the day, traffic, I'm sure you can get more of it, but you need to make sure that you're actually getting as much as you can, okay? Increasing the LTV per customer, okay? So before investing heavily in acquiring more leads, you need to focus on maximizing revenue from each lead you already have. This strategy provides immediate returns without increasing your marketing spend or content creation workload, okay? So you need to install value ladder, email re-engagement sequences, calendar automation, okay? You need to create premium versions of your program with additional benefits like direct access, done with you services, or exclusive templates If just 20% of client upgrades, you can boost revenue by 30 to 50% overnight without needing new customers, okay? But I will say that if you're already something high, have high ticket, if you have a course, I honestly just recommend selling the course on something lower. So if someone does end up hopping on a call with you, obviously I'd recommend having a sort of qualification process in place. But if someone hops on a call with you and they don't actually have enough money, you can just sell them the course and maybe that's the community. So you can actually maximize the amount of people to hop on a call with you, etc. Okay, cool. Also, low ticket, definitely recommend doing that, but definitely not in the short term, okay? Email re-engagement. Implement automated sequences that revive old leads with valuable content followed by strategic pitches. This taps into your existing database of prospects who already know and trust you, okay? Emails are very important, okay? You collect the contact details of leads who are actually interested in your stuff, and by actually marketing to them only, not only can you own your audience, okay, but you also market to people who already know you. Okay, calendar automation, you need to implement in VSL. Okay, obviously setting works and stuff. I'm sure a bunch of coaches have setting funnels which work, and that's completely fine. Obviously, you can sort of increase the amount of setters that you have on your team, but at the same time, you can also automate by implementing a VSL, a booking page application flow that pre-qualifies leads, aka type form, saving your time for serious prospects and increasing appointment show-up rates without you having to hire more people basically into your business. And these optimizations increase your average revenue per customer while simultaneously reducing the time you spend on low value interactions, creating a double benefit for your business efficiency. Okay, so how do you build a scalable growth engine? Okay, so with your backend optimized, it's time to implement a repeatable system that drives attention, interest, calls, and clients. This sustainable growth engine creates predictable results with requiring in a constant innovation. Okay. First thing first, you can't do this until you have everything else sorted out. Otherwise, your system's going to break, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, but the main thing is these three things that you got to do. Weekly authority content. Okay, all you got to do is create one YouTube video every single week. Okay, one high leverage video per week showcasing your expertise. Okay, you could do top of funnel as well, but I recommend definitely doing one bottom of funnel video. The whole point of this is that at the end of the day, you're more likely to sell to the people who are actually ready to buy. You're not trying to get people from the top of like the awareness. What I mean by that is that people who don't even know they have a problem yet, and then you're trying to convince them they have a problem, then you're trying to convince them the solution of the problem, then you're trying to convince them you're the right solution, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's very hard to do in the long term, but I will say definitely work on it. But until then, until you hit probably 30k a month, you can definitely get away with not doing it. Okay, you need to repurpose your content then across YouTube, Instagram. Obviously, don't do this yourself, it's a waste of time. To maximize reach without multiplying your workload. Okay, I'd recommend doing free lead magnets. This means anything that you go over, so such as this document, just recommend saying at the end of the video, do a CTA thing. Okay, cool. Below, I'm gonna give you the document for free, and then you author the email, blah blah. Okay. And then you obviously get their contact details. Okay, obviously make sure that the lead magnets actually solve specific problems for your audience. Okay, these assets build your email list to warm up prospects and increase conversion rates over time. Okay, if you keep giving out free stuff, all that goodwill is going to accrue, and then eventually the people who have been watching your content for years or months maybe, they're finally gonna be like, oh, you know what, let me pull the trigger on buying his mentorship because he's helped me out a bunch. Okay. I'd also recommend doing monthly live webinars or VSL launches. Okay, VSL launches definitely a very good strategy, especially when you're starting out. Then the monthly live webinars, just to sort of make sure that you're getting in new customers every single time, perhaps doing paid ads to that, etc. Okay. Schedule regular webinars that are built to pitch your implementation service. Okay, at the end of the day, most people already have enough info. Okay, like even my offer is I'm offering the implementation, I'm not offering the information, even though there obviously is going to be some stuff like such as your own offer where you're going to be like, oh no, I do know information that certain people don't know, and obviously you can do a certain angle to make sure that people know that. This creates natural urgency without requiring paid advertising and establishes a predictable sales cycle. Okay, so the next steps, okay, let's make it actionable for you. You know, I'm trying to make you come out of this video with actually something to do. To successfully scale beyond 10k a month, focus on implementing the 3 core strategies in sequence. You got to build backend systems, okay, maximize per lead revenue, and then establish growth engine. Okay, establish the growth engine, which I talked about here. Okay, so automate onboarding, create SOPs, delegate fulfillment to free yourself from day-to-day operations. Okay, implement value ladders, low ticket, high ticket courses, communities, stuff like that. Make sure that anytime someone hops on a call, you're actually able to sell them something. Okay, also implement payment plans. What I mean by that, Klarna, Afterpay, etc. Anything that helps you get the money up front. Okay, and then you know Klarna helps your sort of clients sort of pay off on a monthly basis where you don't have to get involved, which obviously is something really sort of beneficial for you. Okay, you also need to create a sustainable content and conversion system that generates consistent results. Okay, remember that scaling beyond 10k a month isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter through system delegation, optimization. This transition from employee to owner is what separates those who plateau from those who build thriving, sustainable businesses. So if you'd like personalized guidance on implementing these strategies for your specific business, schedule a free call to map out your complete system with me personally. Okay, completely free, not a sales call. Leave your credit card at home. I'm just trying to help people out. But I also, at the end of the day, I'm trying to do this for some market research as well, to be honest, just to sort of refine my own offer. But yeah, other than that, have a good day. Peace.